What is up with it? Today we are going to be watching a little red-green smoker versus Shanks. This is going to be on Luigi Amato's Twitch. Shoutouts to Luigi, the GOAT. This is going to I believe this is some locals gameplay. I could be wrong, but his opponent is rocking the championship mat. So I'm not exactly sure who it is, but hopefully should be a strong player. I know Luigi goes to the best locals in the world, baby. Let's go. Ooh, 10 Shanks. Okay, so I see a couple smokers. We see a Monette. We see a, I believe that was a Chopper, and then an Otama. This Monette being a very, very strong card, especially in Caesar Clown best deck. Let's go. But let me know if you guys like this. I was trying to get some sim replays from the replay viewer, but there was a couple problems. But I know Latasio is trying to roll something out literally as I'm recording this, so I'm gonna check in with that after I'm done watching this, and fingers crossed. I think we're getting really close. I'm super pumped. So I like these little plus counters that he puts on them. Yeah, this is gonna be a free block. And I imagine we're just going to play out our own. I was expecting actually, the mole gun. I was expecting actually the Lucky Roo. Man, this Chopper being a 4/7 blocker on your turn in this smoker deck is so sick. Yeah, gotta imagine we're going to slam down this smoker, no questions asked. And we're going to be able to, we're just reading it over. I do believe this was Luigi's first time actually playing the deck, but Luigi, of course, is the GOAT, so he's going to have some plays to show us, I'm sure. But yeah, now we have 4 Dawn, being able to restand 3 between the smoker and the leader. I gotta imagine we're not going to use this Monette yet. Don't think there's any reason to. I don't think we have to. I think we probably just swing really big. Okay, no, we are going to use it. I'm not sure I really see the vision, honestly. There's nothing else for us to really use our Dawn on, because I don't even think it makes sense really to use the whip. I have no idea what we're considering here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That seems odd to me. Seems like a very odd play. I'm not exactly sure why we arrested this Monette and left 3 Dawn active. We could have just attached the real Dawn. I'm not exactly sure. It seems very, very bizarre to me. Clicking buttons, I think, is maybe what was going on here, but it's okay. Okay, just double checking. This, I gotta say, this production quality is really nice. This is a really nice angle. Can really see everything on the board. Shout outs to Luigi. Definitely go check out all of his stuff. Check out his Twitch. Check out his YouTube. I'm a huge fan. Did we run out of him? He's like, I only came prepared with 2. His homie hooked him up with a 3rd one. These are really nice, though. These are really nice. I'm a fan. I'm a fan for sure. Okay, so our opponent really mulling things over on their 7 Dawn turn. You don't necessarily really want to see 3 of these smokers in your hand. I mean, ultimately, you can only use 1 of their effects per turn, because they block each other from restanding. So really it just becomes like a 5-7 banish after the first one. Okay, so gonna go ahead and trash the Monet. Nothing else on the board is small enough to trash, so that actually seems like a super relevant interaction, that you can go on your even curve versus Shanks and not really have to fear anything getting removed. I'm not sure I'd be a huge fan of this pistol here. I think we could probably save it for something more important later. I don't think it's the end of the world if we use it. I mean, essentially skipping their 7 Dawn turn for 4 Dawn would be amazing. So I don't hate it. Also would make it so that if we draw another one later, we don't feel like we're getting bricked on them. But it will be interesting to see what he elects to do here. I could even see a world where we elect to play the kid, not resting it, but just play it out just to have the body on board. And we could go like 7-8. I wouldn't mind that at all. I imagine we're gonna leader scale 2K here. Depending on what we decide to do, I almost wish we would have swung a little taller with this smoker. Just because we're playing specifically versus Shanks. Like if we swing 8 here, I feel like really it would have made more sense to just swing 8 with the smoker and then only 7 with lead. But I'm interested in seeing where exactly Luigi goes with this. We're going to go ahead and tap 4 Dawn for the mole pistol, KOing the Ben Beckman. That mole gun is so strong. Really, really phenomenal card. I mean, these new green and red cards that they've printed in this set, I think for a little while they weren't really appreciated because the Eastern format was so dominated by, Lucci and Blackbeard and the Gecko Moria decks. Now that the power level has been brought to a little bit more of a reasonable place, these new red and green cards are really, really shining because they're really, really good. For sure, this little time period between the starter deck and OP10, Bandai has made it a bit of a mission to boost those 2 colors. Not seeing a lot of great support for a few other colors, but we've seen all of those colors get good cards in other sets, so no complaints from me. We're going to go ahead and be on our 9 Dawn turn here. Maybe we get this more at a 1.5 speed just because we're watching IRL. IRL takes a little bit longer, not quite as fast paced as we see on like Sim. I could definitely see how this could be a decent matchup for Smoker, honestly. Feels like you have access to a lot of the same tools that Shanks does. Excuse me. While also having some additional tools in the green cards, you also get a few more Dawn every turn than Shanks does via your leader effect and your smoker character, as well as you also have a board that in some ways is more sticky because all of them are plus 1000 on your opponent's turn. Makes it much more harder for a deck like Shanks, who generally wants to deal with things via combat. Makes it harder to deal with that sort of thing. Okay, so gonna swing 5 and we're gonna go ahead and take, and looks like we got a Hody Jones out of life. In my opinion, one of the 5 best cards in the game, so I don't think we can ever be too upset about seeing that. Okay, so we're gonna rest 8 for Dragon, and I imagine we're gonna swing a big number here. And I wonder if this is at life or if this is at the smoker. I imagine this is at life. We're trying to race the opponent. which I could see a world where we're okay with that. We do have this kid. Okay, we're going to block. So now we're at 10. I imagine we can fire off a couple of these 7s at life, try and get some resources out of our opponent. They'll probably leader effect 2k. We'll swing 7 again. And then depending on what they do, we can just slam this Shanks on the board and swing at the dragon. We'll see though. Going to go ahead and swing 7. Opponent asking how much Dawn. We have not committed any Dawn yet, so we're going to be at 10. One of my favorite things is opponent asking how many Dawn. Well, you were just on 9, and I've used none, so that's going to put me at 10. Oh, wow. If he blocks, he's really going to be playing into this, I think. And then we can even poke 5 here if we want. Okay, nope, we're just going to play the Shanks. Oh, because we can restand on, and then we could swing even bigger if we want to. We could swing like 13. No, we're going to go 14. Wow, really going big here. Okay. Yeah, really want that dragon dead. I completely understand. Maybe going to play the Virgo here, looking for a... It can't search Rosinante, so I'm not 100% sure what we'll be looking for. He isn't 100% sure what he'll be looking for either. Out of these, I gotta imagine we're gonna grab the Igloo. It could be the Monet. I wouldn't hate the Monet, but the Igloo being a great defensive tool for us potentially. Let's give the Virgo. Yeah, let's make sure the Virgo's boosted too. We don't want to misrepresent the board state. If we're gonna put it on, you know, some of them, we have to put them on all of them. You don't have to use these things. Don't think just because you're playing Smoker, you have to go out and buy these things. They're really nice. But if you are going to if you're going to visually show on some of them, you know, you have to show it on all of them. Otherwise, I do think that could be misinterpreted as misrepresenting board state, which of course would not be allowed. So, thinking about what we want to play here on our own 10 Dawn turn. Okay, we're going to go ahead and swing 7, I imagine, at life. We're getting pretty bricked up right now. This is looking a little tough. We're definitely going to need Kid to save us. We're going to have to play a little board control here. We definitely got to kill this Luffy if we're not going to kill this turn. We are going to have plenty of Dawn to spare, so we could always swing 8s. Oh, we're swinging 7s, and he took. Taking the 7 is really interesting. Maybe not wanting to swing 8 because not wanting to give him too much value from the potential Red Hawk. Might have had a bit of a read that we've extracted enough 2Ks from our opponent at this point that he probably doesn't have them. So if he wants to counter out of these swings, it's going to take 2 cards out of his hand. Wow, yeah. Really great read by Luigi. Really interesting 6 swing at the Luffy. I feel like I would have tried to sneak in a 7 there. We're going to have enough Dawn, right? Because we get to restand 3 and we really only need 2. Maybe we want to try and represent like a Rad Beam. Or Luigi just isn't as refined with this deck. I think this might have been, no exaggeration, literally his first game with this deck. And he won anyways. That's how the GOATs do it. You know. Give me a tuba and I'll make music out of it, or whatever that quote is. You know, shout out to John Lennon. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.